Thing worth doing is worth doing so amazing it makes you fabulously wealthy. So why not do that with your duplication? Hey guys, Randy Gage here. Welcome back to another episode. And here I want to share with you 7 laws to turbocharge your duplication. Quick and dirty, they're fun, they're simple, yet they're profound. If you really understand them, it really makes a difference in your duplication. And duplication is everything. If you want to have success and leverage sales and you don't want it to be painful, if you want it to be fun, if you don't want to be a grinder, you want to have freedom and better choices, then it's all about the duplication. So let's start with that. Law number 1, what works doesn't really work. Meaning, the better way to say this is, of course, what you've probably heard me say a million times if you've followed my work for a while. Doesn't matter what works, it matters what duplicates. As I'm recording this, we've just finished the, I don't know which Olympics, what number, but 2024 in Paris, Summer Olympics. They were amazing. Huge viewership levels. Mojo kind of seems to be back in there. If you had a commercial on those Olympics to promote your joining your team, it certainly would have worked. You would have signed up literally tens of thousands of people, very likely. But that doesn't duplicate. What would anyone who signed up from your commercial, how would they replicate the process? And then are they going to wait 2 years until the next Olympics? And then they're going to have the however many millions of dollars it is for a commercial. So remember, the law is not really what works, it's what duplicates. Number 2, you live or die by the formula. What's the formula? Again, if you've been following my work for a long time, you're sick of hearing me saying it, but we've got to affirm this and reaffirm this over and over again. The formula for duplication is we lead a large group of people to perform a few simple actions for a sustained period. 3 parts of that. A large group of people is the first part. You can't just sponsor 1 or 2 people and think they're going to make you successful in the business. It's not going to happen. 2, it has to be a few simple actions. Actions like sending a text. Hey, would you watch this 3-minute video and call me when you're done? Hey, if I give you this booklet, would you look it over and let me know what you think? Not actions like, hey, can I give you my 3-hour nutritional seminar that I've memorized, verbatim on how to be an expert of this or that, or something that is not a simple action. And then for a sustained period. It's too many people get all excited. They go hard for 3 weeks. They bring in some people. Then life kind of gets in the way. They disappear for a month. They want to come back. And they find, hey, I lost all my mojo. I lost all my traction. You need to keep consistent long enough until your people have learned the fundamentals and they're doing them without your day-to-day activity in the line. Number 3, of course, from my book, The ABCs of MLM, this is what I call the law of the drunken orangutan. And we're having some fun with that. But basically, the idea is everything is a point and grunt, meaning everything is about using external source tools. Instead of you making that big presentation about nutrition and why your products are the superior nutrition or why your skincare is so much superior to what's available in the department stores, you have a tool that does that. Because the tools can be duplicated, you cannot. Law number 4, builders fly, hypesters die. This is just the difference between building a line and driving a line. Building a line is when we're not closing and selling people, we're educating them, we're giving them enough information to make a decision. We're doing it with tools. We're bringing them up a candidate pathway where there's a standardized presentation and a path to follow. And we're looking for people who are looking. And we're looking for the kind of people that you can't say the wrong thing to the right person. If you have somebody they really get residual, if they really get leverage, if they're really ambitious, if they really have dreams, if they're willing to work for those dreams, you can't even say the bad thing, anything bad to them. It's never the wrong thing. If you get the right person and you call them up and say, hey, I think I'm in this thing. It might be a pyramid. Would you like to look at it? If they're the right people, that's not the wrong approach. They will look at it and they'll look at it and say, no, as a matter of fact, it's not a pyramid. Let me tell you why. And how do I sign up? It's empowering people, it's educating people. It isn't about hyping them and making crazy income claims and making crazy product claims. We're doing the smoke and mirrors where people are being front loaded or people are buying their way to ranks. And, these companies that create the bottle rocket companies that create this 2 year frenzied cycle of growth to get everybody hyped up, and then they crash because they haven't built by the fundamentals. Number five, you make or break your new people in the first 2 weeks. This is just, and again, here, by the way, is where the ABCs of MLM book will really help you. If you get people to read that, at least the book one, their first night when they join. This is why I've got a lot of companies that bought thousands of these, and they're including them in their distributor kit, or big leaders are buying big quantities and they're giving one to every person they sponsor, and they're setting up that culture in their team. Um, because we've got to get them from hope to believe as quick as possible. We've got to get them into action as quick as possible. And we got to get them results as quick as possible. You want someone to have produced volume in the first 48 hours. So I always say you make or break your first people in the first 2 weeks, and the first 48 hours is critical. Get them in, get some results, they'll hang around. If they don't have something happening in the first 2 days, then procrastination starts to set in. They start to imagine what will happen if they might be rejected, and the human tendency to go to worst case scenarios clicks in. Number six, kind of related to some earlier, open people, don't close them. I've been saying for years that the harder you close someone, the less they will duplicate. And the less you close someone, the better they duplicate. Because if you do some smarmy, salesy, sleazy, high pressure, manipulative tactics, closing techniques, there will be people who will buy a kit from you. They'll even buy a big order from you just to get you out of their grill, get you away from them. And they'll do the passive aggressive thing. They'll tell you what you want to hear just to get you out of their face for the moment. But they're not going to duplicate because they wouldn't feel comfortable doing that with their friends or family. So when we say don't close people, open them, I mean, open them up to the information, open them up, educate them with how the products could make their life better, how the business could make their life better, and let them choose whatever the right outcome is, whether it's yes or whether it's no. Okay, finally, number seven, and this is really supercharged, really turbocharged my business in the last 5, 6 years. Seek social entrepreneurs. meaning get away from all the Lambo and Ferrari rah-rah crap. Talk about making a difference. Look at the empowering aspects of our business. And you know what, this term that I call social entrepreneurs in our space, meaning these are people that are building teams, they're growing businesses, but they're growing it with a greater good in mind. Um, I've had a lot of success with Generation X, Y, Z people in my teams. They love the fact of empowering people. They love the fact of doing a business that makes a difference in the world. They're not enamored with just make money, make money, make money, or get titles, get prestige, get status. They really do. And I love it. I relish this. I wish I had developed that at such a young age, that consciousness and awareness. Uh, so look at how we can empower people financially. I'm working in some markets around the world that, I mean, basically these are third world countries. And when I help somebody make an extra $100 a month, it's transforming their life. When they're making 500 US dollars or the equivalent of 1,000 US dollars, they're one of the wealthiest people they've ever met. We're empowering them. We're giving them freedom. We're giving them security. We're giving them choices. So talk about the empowerment. And my whole thing now is, hey, let's get you out of debt. The last guy I sponsored, most recently, I'd say this delicately, I don't want to out anybody, but I mean, he's a very successful entrepreneur that very well respected, and he has $500,000 worth of debt that he took on running businesses over the course of COVID and the lockdowns and all of that stuff. And the most important, empowering thing I can do for my friend is help him get rid of that $500,000 in debt. And we have a business that you can do that with, right? Now, most people don't have that much, but there's, I mean, debt is at consumer debt, credit card debt, it's at an